And we're back
Hey again.
with Nina's funky matches.
Okay, that got weird real fast. Oh, so fast. Like we've already started a stream and then I said let's cut and restart and it's like so we're back again and
With
let's
Nina's funky matches.
funky matches. So yeah, I was gonna light a candle when we came back. I have um there we go. I know. Why am I getting it so
Okay.
bad? There we go.
Bali Hyatt.
Hyatt. Yes, from India.
Hyatt Bali
And it's been
Hyatt.
around. I have it like just in a cabinet. Um, only to use, for certain times. And so the wood on them, I was showing you, the wood on these is more like sandalwood because you asked if they smell different, and it's like almost like sandalwood, and I bet this is a different kind of sulfur. Like it's not even the same. I
Yeah, I mean
think
it's like
that
that dark, dark. It's not definitely not red.
I think it smells like fancy candles because I have them in like a cabinet
Okay.
downstairs near some fancy candles. So,
They're
and it's
gourmet matches.
well, they are, and I really think like matches are a pretty cool thing for people to kind of market right now. If you wanted to, instead of a business card or one of the stupid
Matches.
pens,
Yeah.
a good old matchbook with your like that that's pretty cool because you need them for candles. People put them in their washrooms. People
Hmm.
put them in their travel kits and stuff. It's like a box of matches is pretty epic. So I've just given away one of my trade secrets really fast.
I have some
Dang it.
pretty awesome stick matches in my backpack though.
Okay, well those are like from a survival store kind of.
Yeah, they're like windproof or some wind
Yeah,
resistant
yeah,
matches or
for
something. But
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. I'm gonna light the candle.
But yeah, I thought that I thought they would be like kind of more exotic matches than the typical American junk. You know, being from the exotic land of India.
So,
I just
I
had an
think I'm just
expectation
gonna
of
call this.
exoticness,
I'm gonna call this as quick as I. Ooh, isn't that
and it
pretty?
still works.
Oh, of course. Except when you do that, when you get too confident, that's what takes it down. But it smells the same burning. It doesn't smell any different.
Okay.
But I do want to call it that this is now my plan. If I'm going to create merch at all, it's going to be fireside commune matches.
All right.
All right.
Right on. And I think buttons are good too.
No,
No, we can I can have
like
buttons
buttons to sew on clothing?
to pin on clothing to like
No way.
like badge a
No
minute
way.
badges.
What?
Like we can make our own bad stinking badges.
I think that if we want a badge, it's for maple syrup. If we're the first badge we ever create needs to acknowledge maple syrup and how much he likes his bomber jacket and having, he's the guy that likes stuff like that.
so 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 um so if I tap some trees next year,
Oh,
I can actually have that be merch. We can put the label on it.
well,
There
okay.
wouldn't be much, but you know, it'd be
Well,
like
that's the thing. Yeah,
really.
it's not
It's
much.
not like you could buy a gallon of it,
Mm,
but maybe like a few people will be able to buy a pint.
yeah, yeah. That's not our business. Our business is knowledge,
It's
right?
selling a label.
Ouch, 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 ouch. That went bad. Okay, so next time I suggest doing that live. Don't trust me.
Yeah, and not walking around lighting candles and stuff.
Well, I thought I could do it quick, and then at the very end, a thing broke off, and I was like, all right, I don't even know how well they look.
It
So,
it looks all right. Yeah, it's you can tell that there's something bright over there.
all right. Well, mhm. So, happy Thursday. I think we already went through this.
Happy Thursday again,
Hmm.
and it's almost Friday.
It is. It's not
It
far
is
off.
so close to Friday. Not that it makes a difference, but it is pretty darn close to Friday.
Hmm. There we go. So I'm not connected on the Twitches now that
Oh, you need to
we
get
reset.
retwitched.
Yep, I'm twitching it. There we are. 6 minutes in. Um, Wait a second. It's showing the same thing from before though.
Before what?
Okay, we
Oh,
still
it's
have the
showing me
same
an ad. There's 4 people viewing. Hi, 4 viewers.
6 minutes in. Okay, so that just happened.
Uh,
We have 4 viewers. Hi, 4 viewers. Learn more. I just got an ad.
yeah, some Oscars and some something something.
Add 1 of 3. So it's going down to 0 seconds. Then
Uh,
15 seconds.
it says we've been 30 minutes into 20 more seconds. Two, 2 of 3. Yeah, 28, 27. This says add progress 10 more seconds.
Add 3 of 3, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, 0, and we're back.
Yay, we're
Is what
back.
I just
I'm not back
watched.
on mine yet. I'm not back on this end yet.
So you're not on yours.
It's got 6, 5, 4,
Three
3.
of
It's
three, three
HBO Max
seconds.
advertisement. Okay, and now I'm back over on this side too. It depends on like where you are, who you are, what advertising you get, and what. Yay. So it's
Okay.
that's kind of interesting, but unfortunately,
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay.
it's like I almost have to like keep an account that's not subbed just so I can get an idea of what when ads are running.
Yes. Apparently, yeah, that's what I just watched here. But I'm subbed. Wait, no.
No, you're not.
Member, sub. Am I get now we're on Twitch. Are they different on Twitch?
Yeah,
Members and subs?
yeah. Subscriptions are subs on Twitch. Members are member of what?
Which costs money? Subscriptions?
Yeah,
Yeah, sub.
yeah,
Okay, a sub. So, okay, a follower, maybe you're a follower and then a sub,
yeah.
and maybe on YouTube
Follow.
you're
Yes,
a sub or a member,
member. I think there's
but
a
sub is
members.
free on
Subs free
YouTube.
and
You can
members not.
subscribe.
Yeah,
You can subscribe on YouTube at no cost, but Twitch want that is key information.
it's a follow versus subscription versus
Well, yeah.
membership versus.
Mhm. Or just like this lingo, like the social media and modern technology vocabulary
Yeah.
that I don't think it's reasonable to think anybody keeps up with it
Well,
unless it
it's
happens to
and
be.
it's
It's
really
not reasonable to expect. I think people do, but you can't expect that of all people, is what I'm trying to say.
no, and it's really poignant. The past couple days with Elon Musk buying Twitch and him and the conversation between Musk and Stephen King and how much you should pay for a check mark and on Twitch it's like what are you paying for when you and I said and I what my comment was someplace and it got read out but Ravana maybe anyway I said using Twitch for free. Oh, there was a meme. The meme was that the meme was basically, oh my god, you're complaining about Twitch being $8 a month when a Starbucks is $6 or something like that. Something something. And I said, well, using Twitter for free is like drinking out of the faucet, out of the tap, drinking tap water.
I don't know though, because I'm reflecting on what you said there, and Twitter comes with ads or something, doesn't it? And tap water is paid for
It's well, you get a bill for it.
through, you get a bill and municipal coordination or whatever,
Yeah,
but
sometimes it's part of your
Twitter,
sewer, sometimes it's part of your trash, or both, or neither, or yeah. So yeah,
but it's still part of infrastructure, right? Infrastructure for, human essential needs. Twitter is only available to people who have the internet, and then they have fixed some sort of way to make profit off of it,
right, right. You're right.
right?
It
Right.
kind
Um, but yeah, tap water, like I don't know, but
of. It was Dan.
I'm
I went with the analogy of the meme, and it's like, well, if
yeah, yeah,
I don't have to buy a $6. I don't have to buy the $6 Starbucks. I can just drink tap water.
right, agree, yeah. Oh, and just I think what Elon Musk has done is
It's silly. It's kind of
thanks.
ludicrous.
It
Kind of.
is. It's ludicrous. It is. It really, but what do I care? I do not care. Let's
Right.
keep going.
It's his silliness to contend with.
Right. And yeah, there's a war going on in the Ukraine and Russia, and he, you know what? I just don't want
And
to give him.
Yemen and
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Um, in Africa today, Nigeria, and you've
Nigeria's
got the
flooding still.
um, and Lula and Bolsonaro. But I'm really excited about Lula this week. Although the difference
Is that
that they
he's
had in
targeted for
that election in
assassination.
Brazil, well, and 50 point something percent compared to 49 point something other percent, that, or 48 perhaps, it really is such a shame. No, it was 49 point something. Like, anywhere in the world that would require another election, wouldn't
It's
it?
so close. Yeah, but why have I mean,
So
why have
close,
another
and
election if
perhaps,
nothing's going to change? I mean, just to make sure that it's
yeah, fair
you
enough,
just
fair enough.
recount the same votes and make sure there wasn't any errors in vote counting and
Yeah, yeah.
I mean the running another election is just another opportunity for there to be more screw ups.
I know. I agree. It's not a good answer. It's
or
not a good
more a more
solution.
yeah,
Yeah,
or it's
my
another
point was
opportunity for more
something like
finagling and
that in many countries, but maybe that needs to be. I don't know. I think the world needs change.
yeah, a a a verifiable open source vote electronic voting or maybe not necessarily electronic but a set of international standards for voting.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good thing. And it's like, well, everybody's using the same voting system, so and it's multinational, multi-company, multi it's open source operating system, so you literally, and it's it's verifiable and all that kind of stuff. So it's open and accountable and
Mhm. I've thought about it in the past, but now this is new, and it is like a global democratic election, and I was thinking organization, but like an arm of the UN. I it would be it we need some global organizations functioning a lot better, and the UN, World Health Organization, and to be able to have a democratic electoral, and also to have the Interpol, the international police. Like if it was just all linked as something more functioning and global and right, because UN already had UNICEF, and
UNESCO
so
and you there are
thank you.
um,
Yeah, yeah. So but I really do
UNEP is
think.
the United Nations Environmental Program, and yeah, there's all kinds of
Mhm.
UN, especially especially here in the U.S. Not to mention in New York State or New York City, but New York City. There's a lot of people that work for the UN living in Manhattan and New York City.
Oh,
So
sure. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a big thing. I've been to the UN and I've been to one of the offices. I was kind of working with a Green Dot TV um, a number of years ago, and I talked to the UN environmental program people. We talked to the UN environmental program people about what kind of collaboration could happen as far as and I think they actually ended up with an agreement that they worked together for a while. And but for the most part it's kind of like a greenwashing website in a way. But
Mhm.
hey, it's like, well, better to have a greenwashing website than have nothing.
We need more.
We need more.
We need more than like the minimum.
Yeah,
We
it's kind of like a platform where BP and BP can pay for greenwashing documentaries and stuff like that.
any corporation,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And
Absolutely. Yep. That's what I'm just saying. Just for example. I mean, it's a great group of people at Green TV. I mean, that's not the issue. It's
yeah, I
what it
get it.
is.
I get it. Yeah.
No issue.
BP. Yeah. Anyhow, my mind has gone off to something. I'm sorry. Something else that's come up in the past day. Somebody was interviewed. I think on CNN. I'm wondering if with Jake. tapper, and they called the GOP the Gas and Oil Party. Had you heard that before?
GOP gas and oil party.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Okay,
does
so I'll
the
have to
does
look up
the
if my source is right.
so what is it? The
Hmm.
GOP and the DNC? Is that what the? I mean, what? I mean, it's a DNC and
Hey, I
RNC,
hey
but
hey.
there's GOP and what? I mean, what's the Democrat version of the grand old party?
I never understood. I never understood why what GOP meant. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
I
the
don't
grand
know.
old party.
It's
Fuck,
what
you
does
know,
that
like
mean? Like what grand old? What are you
it's old. It
talking
needs to be
about?
replaced.
Kind of, yes.
It's antique.
Yes. Yeah, old Westy, old what is old
Wow,
timey. Old timey.
old
That's what
timey.
what the young people call it now, Barky.
It's like go to Steal Your Dollar City in Branson, Missouri, or Silver Dollar
Probably.
City. It's called Steal Your Dollar City. But anyway,
I have
it's
no idea what you just said. I know, no, 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 you took me, went off
Branson,
into heaven.
Missouri is the Disneyland for
I know that
Baptists.
part. We have that in, I thought we had, okay, yeah, Branson. Anyhow, yeah. It's like Tennessee of the North is,
Yeah, where's yours at?
I don't know.
But
So,
actually like one part of it is like all like there's a candle maker and cobblers and
oh, did they do that?
it's like
Okay.
all old
Pioneer village of a
timey.
community.
Yep,
Yeah.
all old timey arts and crafts and skills and stuff like that and old
All
time
right.
fun and all crooked
Neat.
houses. That was fun. But they still have a roller coaster and
Oh,
but
wow.
but also they have a really good cave there.
Oh, okay.
So like the as you first go in, there's an entrance to go down into the cave, and then the rest, and then you keep going through the overhanging ticket boothy kind of section,
Mm.
and then you end up in the rest of the park.
Have you seen caves in other states?
Yeah,
I've
I've
been to them in
seen.
Ohio.
Yeah, I've been to I've been to that
Something cavern.
one, and I've been to How Cavern here in New York, and I've been to a cave um in New Mexico by near Tucson. I
Wow.
was at a cave.
Okay.
I think there was another one because I was just talking. There's the one at Silver Dollar City. When we were talking about the one in like Colossal Cave and the big one in New Mexico, uh the big humongous and there's one that's like 400 miles of cave system, like, and it's like wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Tennessee or something maybe.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then I've been to one that was like not on any maps, and there's no admission, and there's nobody, and you actually have to like get on your belly and like drag yourself through a spring and to get into a big room. So I've
I'm
done
trying
that
to
too.
find
That's kind of
I'm trying to
spelunky.
mm, I'm trying to find the ones in Ohio cuz it's in my brain. I just thought of it last week and now I can't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of caverns in Ohio. And I found it creepy. Like I was very uncomfortable that we were walking lower and lower and lower, and a tour guide was telling us, be careful that you don't fall off of this wooden bridge into that giant crevice in the earth that we'll never be able to get you out of again. Like that, it was just really. My parents took me here for vacation.
Yay, that last step is a doozy.
No, I did not like it. I just, I just felt like, how do you know that's not going to fall down on your noggin? Like, how do you know this is not going to be the earthquake right now? So it was creepy.
Yeah, so,
I am very sorry. I do have to step away. Um, I just looked for that Ohio stuff online and inadvertently found out that our schools are on strike tomorrow. I didn't get a warning earlier. I thought we'd get a call or whatever, but I've just learned for sure I've got to send out a text and just kind of like firm up here that there's no school tomorrow. It'll only take me like 5 minutes or less, but I'm going to turn off my camera and go do that,
okay,
okay?
and then we can talk about that whole thing.
All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, what a big surprise.
Yeah.
Like, I've missed out on it. I don't know why. So I'll go and see how I possibly missed an email because earlier this week we were getting emails and automated calls,
Uh,
and suddenly the night before the strike, and I already had made the decision that there would we weren't doing school tomorrow, but now I can like make the formal announcement in my household.
okay.
So I'll be right back.
No school
Thanks.
tomorrow.
No school, and it's not a snow day.
School's out for Friday.
For for a strike for the
Yeah.
EAAs. All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Um. That was on our list, anyways, to do the labor, and we were hoping to have maple syrup dragon here. So. All right, so I'm gonna tell it to run an ad while Nina's gone. Because I don't think it should be running so many ads. Oh, we're back. You take some meds. So it says there's adds another 30 minutes. So I'm gonna run some more ads. Or I have to wait 5 minutes before I can run ads. Okay. So get the ads over with. Still gotta take meds. Hey, it's a Walmart ad. Ooh, I need to plug my phone in. A Walmart ad in Twitch. Joy. So, yeah, the labor and school thing in Canada. We got that. Um, we've got Nina back. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you so
Was there great
much.
rejoicing?
What's that?
Was there great rejoicing?
I was the last to know.
Oh, you're the... oh yeah, Ma. We already knew that.
It's pretty like I said earlier, I had already decided like
You got
this is
going
a
in.
write off. They warned us, but like the school board warned us, and we knew that Toronto had announced Toronto no school Friday, but we were left on notice, right? And so I go in and I realize like there's a lot of kids online together right now having a good time because it's like tomorrow's a snow day
Right.
up here, and um and they're like, yeah, we knew because this kid found out from that family. And okay, but here's the real kicker about this. It was an interesting lesson. um the
Like the kids
um
whose parents are teachers were probably the first line. Oh,
No, what happened, I'm pretty sure this has happened, and we just kind of have uncovered it in our family. But let's say three calls were made to our our school region, and so Monday we got a automated phone call and an email, and then Wednesday, or maybe it was Wednesday, we got an automated phone call and an email to update us on the legislation that had happened, and we'll get to talk about that.
you're right.
And then I've been waiting all day for an update, and I've looked and whatever, and then you and I started getting, talking about we're going to go live tonight. There was a phone call. It didn't come to my phone. It didn't come to the kid's dad. It didn't go to his phone he's been getting them on. It went to his old landline. So that tells us they've accidentally sent out an all call to some sort of old contact list that isn't catching all of these new numbers.
Wow.
Right?
That's
Right.
the school district or the union or the
School
teachers union.
district. It's the school district. It's the school district. And their
So
automated system.
so
So maybe they
there's
had a different person pull the trigger today on the all call. Not a great term, but like, set it off
right
that
it's on a phone tree. It's an automated system. Right.
automated robocalls. I called it robocall
Yeah,
to my
yeah,
kid a few minutes ago.
yeah.
So,
And that's how
but
they
yeah,
do. That's how they do school.
so
Like school, like a snow. Like if it's a snow day, they'll call it like 6 o'clock in the morning
no, not
here
quite.
or something like that.
I'm
It's
not
you don't
sure.
even
I
have to.
can't
You don't even have to. Like when I was a kid, you had to like you got up for school and then you listened to the radio
to find out
to
they
find out if your
finally
school was
called
closed or
it.
not.
The principal. Yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
But
And I
now we just
remember
get a
being
phone call.
bitter because we were all bundled. We were up and bundled, and especially as you get older, it's like we didn't have to be up right now. You couldn't have told us. Yeah,
Right.
it's different now. I have here the protocol is 6 a.m. and maybe with modern technology, we are encouraged to monitor. And so today we had our buses were canceled because of intense fog. Biggest, most fog I've seen in years
Wow.
hit my region today. Yeah, it was interesting.
So that
And
I'm wondering
so
if we'll get that. So that means
I don't know.
a big temperature change is coming, probably.
Okay, okay. So anyhow, this is what I surmise that um, they've reverted to an old call list, and I didn't get that robocall. It went out, but not to my cell phone that I've had that I've had since like 2017.
So was it like if it was a different system?
No, I think it's an old. I think it's an old contact list.
Huh.
I didn't think it was a different system. I just think it's an and just because we've dealt with this in our house recently, where someone was trying to call us on an old employee and a work number, and it was like 5 employers ago, and then I realized same thing because I think about these things and I'm like, at one point they separated the account and started updating over here and left this one going, but only updated part of it. And that's why that old information still seemed accurate if you didn't know to look to like the, yeah. So, and that's different. That was um, like just business companies, financial stuff. So,
So,
and this, so yes, let's talk strike. Let's talk strike and not so personal. Oh my gosh, this is like freaking great content tonight. Shall we start again?
no, keep going. So you gotta call and about the strike and
No, I just stumbled across it while I was trying to
uh,
find out. I
everybody
feel
else got
like
to
it
call.
was
Oh, right, that old phone number, right?
Carl's Carlsbad Caverns. I feel like that's a place in Ohio, but there's still another place too.
No,
And
Carlsbad is in New Mexico.
oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in
okay.
National Park.
Yeah,
It's like a huge.
not being there
It's
then.
like
No,
40
all right.
miles of caves or something, and you drive through it partially, and it's
Okay, that's
amazing.
the one. Okay, all right, all right. So, okay, so um, anyhow, that's how I found out about the strike.
Carlsbad Cave? No, I'm just
No, I was looking up the Ohio one, and I don't know. I don't think it was Seneca Caverns and whatever. And then I'm like, okay, the strike is called. It's official. And now I'm like, hmm, should I send a message to the principal saying I think the school board screwed up? But you know, but I'm spending my time with you guys, so it'd be
good.
foolish for me to do that. Um, so let me see if I look up. Ooh, that's what my that was pretty cool. It won't last long though. When I open up my news channel, a big red flash comes up. Big Canadian flash on my face.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you
that's
see
a
it?
big red flash.
Yeah.
So all right. So I saw that video um of the NDC senators, I guess, or somebody,
And
some
NDP.
NDP senators get kicked out of the Senate, and that was interesting. So, so they were going to pass a law that said that the teachers union can't go on strike, and well, I guess the teachers union just went on strike.
Or not necessarily.
uh,
I think it could be the school boards have deemed that we cannot plan curriculum or academics for this Friday tomorrow because of the scenario. So we've got a couple of days for them to sort out what this all means. That and so it's possible they will require everybody to go to work on Monday, right? Like it's just kind of like we're in a predicament. And in my experience, that's a union technique is to like kind of set it up where you can't
we're having a
help
union meeting.
but compromise, can't help but compromise the productive day, right? Like a day's work. And so here we are. And I'm not saying that as a critic. I'm saying that as like an advocate of a proud union member at more than one time in my life. Um, so Ontario passes bill to ban QP education workers strike because the talks ended. So I'll have to like read more about what happened, but what you're talking about, Barky, is that in our provincial government, which is like your state governments, right? There was a disagreement today and or this week with Doug Ford at the helm, the three parties, conservatives, liberals, and NDP. Um, and NDP is known to be the most the furthest left, the pro union, it is the party of unionized Ontarians, I would want to think.
And don't they have an
Um,
agreement with another party? Uh,
I don't know the specifics of that. I'd have
okay.
to look into and see. I'm not certain. Um,
Like what the coalition looks like.
exactly, because like yeah, Canada is kind of about coalitions. Is that what makes us a little bit polite?
I think
Like
so. You have to like tolerate the other part of the
you have to be
coalition.
very tolerant. You have to be tolerant. Yes. And you have to compromise. You have to make concessions in a coalition. It's not like a team atmosphere like us versus them. Um so I'd have to look in, and I wish we had maple syrup with us because he is so great. Maple syrup dragon is very much up on the minute details of this. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind if I didn't even know this, but that's just I want to admit that's my local school board, and we've got hundreds of them across my province.
Right. It was his. It was his. You know, he. I heard the mention of it on TYT yesterday. Well, when Anna mentioned it, and then it was on today's Nina Turner show,
Mm,
and I said, "Oh, what's?" And then I saw the video that Maple Syrup Dragon dropped off about the whole coverage of like C-SPAN or whatever, but it was yeah, the video and of the process going on in your provincial senate.
okay, well, I just found something here. Um, okay, so if I send you a link to what I'm looking, you can possibly pull it up
Put it in
on your
chat.
screen. Okay, in chat, and you'll pull it up on that screen that you have.
Yep.
Am
I'll
I
switch.
correct?
Yep. I can do that. I can switch over to this.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to my CBC here. Globe and Mail in Toronto might be really good, but right now I'm looking at one called The Dispute Between Ontario's Government and Education Workers Explained.
Right on.
Seems
Good.
like a good title to click on.
Yeah.
Ontario passes. No, 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 no. Let's just wish it was better because now I've gone from a cell phone to the laptop.
Okay.
Canada's top grocers post above average profits. All
Yeah, like the oil companies.
right, yeah. Um,
They won't mind.
I feel like if I click on this one, I'll find the one that I'm on. Ontario passes bill. Why can I not find the one I just claimed? And they're really posting in all of our articles that in Toronto, what they call the GTA, Greater Toronto Area, they are all closing. They're closing schools until the strike dispute is resolved.
That's all right. Okay.
Um, Here we go. Finally found it. I'm gonna put it in our Discord chat. You said
Either or doesn't matter.
it's on our notes. There.
No. Oh, fireside notes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
I don't want that.
Did it not work?
Oh, hang on. Damn it. Hang on. It worked. Ah, hello. Yeah, it is now. Okay. Yeah, all good. Yeah, no, I don't need anything. Yep. Good night. Sorry about that.
Hey, you there?
I'm here. I'm back. So, oh, where? The so the oh yeah, the link. Okay, hang on.
This is really
This.
good information in this article.
Great. You want to read it?
I don't want to read the whole thing. Actually, I'm gonna hop around a bit if
Okay,
you
go ahead.
can. Um,
I'll try to follow along.
okay, so if you can just scroll down, second paragraph after the author's name, Laura McQuinlan, CBC News. Second paragraph starts with the Canadian Union of Public Employees, CUPE.
Is asking.
That's That's our union. So it's sharing stats there. 55,000 workers. It's actually a small amount. And it's telling us they're the educational assistants, early childhood educators, custodians, and administrative assistants. Oh, administrative assistants. I didn't know that.
Huh.
I gave one of my kids bad information. So we've been here before with a strike without custodians. One thing that's in here that is not common in across, let's say, America, is our schools have early childhood educators because within the past 10 years they created junior kindergarten for everyone, and they brought what were child care workers, like daycare workers. They brought in, every kindergarten classroom has both a teacher who falls in the teaching union and an early childhood educator who falls into this union, this local.
Ah,
Hmm. And so
interesting.
within one school, you have um you have like probably three employment groups. There's like the teachers union, super strong. There is these ones in other sectors, they're called support staff. So they're a separate group. And then there's management, and so management never strikes. But we're dealing with, like, only 3 to 4 years ago we were dealing with teacher strikes, and now we're dealing with strikes
The
for
other
this
side, the other
school.
part of the wheel.
Yeah, the other, exactly. And so education assistants, they work with any kid that has um I want, like, special needs or an employ education assistance plan, maybe something like that. They get an EAP perhaps, where it says this student, doesn't function well in a busy atmosphere, so they should be tested. Like, if they're doing any special schooling, we'll give them these supports, we'll give them that supports. Like, there's just wherever there's special um, areas where students could learn better if they could overcome these challenges,
Hmm.
that we have EAs in schools that rotate in schools, so they'll spend like couple of days in one school and then a couple of days in another school and work through the rural regions to make sure that we have the services. Um, Custodians and administrative assistants. Custodians in the past, if you carry on, um, maybe high schools kept going without custodians like 20 years ago, and they turned into like just really disgusting. um Really, like, just enough said. It was bad. It was bad. It was like Congress on, or whatever, your January 6th House of Congress. What it
Congress. I mean, it's both. It's
The house. Yeah, that's what our schools were like. It was like the students
the
just
house
didn't
is
care.
on fire. The house. The
Right. So I'm back to the article. I
Let the
apologize.
motherfucker burn. Right.
Okay, so if I scroll down in the article further, I see a subheading here. What's the latest?
Yeah.
That's where you are. Okay, so on Wednesday was pivotal this week, where the provincial parliament in Toronto, um, Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, said we are invoking the notwithstanding clause. And that's a little bit further down, that's a couple more paragraphs down. But they push back. We always deal with this. The government pushes back. We have many unionized public employees in my country in comparison to where you live, Bark Eater. So this is a struggle we see um, often between unions, labor unions, and the government. Uh, I'm scrolling. Okay. I'm going down to just a little bit for, I'll just say this. It's there. Ontario's government also said it would use the notwithstanding clause in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, keyword there, to avert any constitutional challenges to the legislation. That's good. I'm going to just say that again because it was big. Ontario's government also said it would use the notwithstanding clause in the Charters of Rights and Freedoms to avert any constitutional challenges to the legislation. So obviously we do have constitutions up here. Our Charter of Rights and Freedoms is key. Um, these are all elements that weigh on how we're governed. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down. What do the education workers want?
Mm-hmm.
Um, an 11.7% annual raise. I got to think about that one, but okay, as well as overtime at twice the regular pay. So time and not time and a half,
Double
but
time.
double time.
Yep.
30 minutes of paid prep time per day for educational assistants and ECEs, early childhood education educators, and increase in benefits, definitely fair, and professional development for all workers. So I think what's proposed there are things that definitely can be delivered and things that can be negotiated. And that's definitely what unions put forth, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so
Is
um
it a parity thing
I wouldn't say so, no.
between the two, between the teachers union and the staff union? No. It's like, is there like issues and
I I don't think so. I don't I A parity maybe in the benefits, maybe in some of the elements.
like, is
30
it like a?
minutes.
I mean, having the where the an increase in benefits and professional development for all workers. Like it says to me, like bring like because I know as far as teachers go that there's a lot of professional. They get credit for doing professional development things. Like
I
it actually they actually contribute towards their pension or something through the union or something like that. But anyway,
Yes, I'm
but
I'm
it's
quite
like
certain from the
credits, like
people
learning
I
credit
know.
or PEIs, personal education, something.
I
So it was like a U.S.
PEIs.
thing.
Okay. I'm quite knowing people who fit in these different categories. I've known people who have been on the management level of school boards, and um, they there's always an acknowledgement that educators have their union agreement created because of their specialty, because of like it's just given. So you can't. Not everyone can say we it, we are not coming to work if we don't have the same as what they have, on the majority of things. Like definitely you can't have it all. Even on the majority of things, it's this union is organizing to make sure that their wages meet the inflation, right? Like there we need to know that our benefits meet our needs. And it's not so much about what do teachers get and what do teachers have they negotiated in their contracts. That's a factor. But what's really important is what do our members need. And they probably need vision care and dental care, and they have uh bereavement benefits, and something like bereavement, um days is something that you would want on parity the um, with other unions, because just because you have a different career title doesn't mean you have a different grieving time,
Right.
right? Like, so, you'd measure all of that. So now this 11.5 or 11.7% annual raise, what I've seen, I there's a real variety of ways that management will come at that, and they'll try and divvy it up over the time period of the contract. And sometimes it comes as like a lump sum payment, so that there's not a constant increase year after year.
Mm-hmm.
And they often do that with a group of employees like these ones. So it'll be really interesting to see what comes out of this union negotiation this week and next week.
Well,
It
is the
Sorry.
11.7% more like a cost of living increase more of anything, or no?
That's it. No, um I just don't think that kind of cost of living increase that drastic, as much as we could argue at that in 2022 and everything that's happened. The negotiators always come back and say it would be extraordinary for us to offer more than 3 or 4% increase in 1 year. That used to be the threshold about, let's say, 7 years ago. So I don't think it's
Right.
changed that drastically. But if we know that this group wants to increase their wage between now and when their contract ends, let's say 3 or 4 years from now, 2026, they want to be 11.7% higher, or perhaps they have some sort of um, calculation in their mind what would happen. But we need to be better off in 4 years than where we are today. And we know, no matter what we do as the working class, we will still never be as successful as, let me say, the corporate sector, the profit sector, because we are working in a uh can't think of the term.
Socialist,
So
social.
yeah, social. I want to say social service, but that's not right.
No, it's not
But
far,
like
but yeah.
civil servants, right? Because we're working for the greater population. We're not in this for profits. We're in for a healthy and good, sustainable livelihood. Um, so next paragraph here, under the image there, there's an image and there's a caption. QP says the workers on average earn about 40,000 a year on average, and 11.7% raise would give them 3.25 extra an hour. That's significant. That's a lot.
Yep.
Or about 4,800 extra per year, based on being paid 35 hours per week for 43 weeks each year. Not 52 weeks, but 43 weeks.
Right.
So those are finite details that will get negotiated out between um, the the union. I can't think of their name right now, but like the chief negotiators of the union and the government, the management of our education sector.
Mm.
And unfortunately, Doug Ford, our premier, is a conservative. Their final offer was 2.5% annual raise, 2.5%, where the union was asking for 11.7%. Yeah, right? Like my kids are going to school. annual raise to workers making less than 43,000 and 1.5% for those earning more. So the government comes back and says we're going to tier these people. Our proposal says these people are already making so much that we're not going to increase their wage as much. And honest, I'm not on this. Um, I'm not a part of this union or knowing much about it. I'm not a steward with them. I don't know the difference in expertise, right? And I don't know the nuances of what our early childhood educators have experienced in the past 10 years since they were integrated into um, the public education system. This has all been new, so in my mind, there's a lot of little details that I would be asking about if I really wanted to delve deep into it.
Uh huh. So instead of getting to 25% or whatever, 24.6% in 2022, or is that what it is now and they want 11.7 on top of that, or is this reflect 11.7% increase? Because then there was what you mentioned is about, having that 11.7% occur over the next 4 years.
Right, exactly. So are you talking about the 2.5% that was offered by the government? 2.5, yeah, no, those were 1.5 and 2.5 versus the 11.7% is what they was requested. Okay, so if you are making 40,000 a year right now and we are increasing it, if we're increasing it by 10% every year, okay, let's just go with 10%, way easier to work with. 10% of 40,000 would be 4,000, right? So 44,000, but then another 10% on that is going to be 40, like 4,800 on that. For I think it's 48,000. I'm going to have to really think about this while people aren't listening to me so I don't screw up. But you definitely are going, let's say, over 4 years, and you're getting your $40,000 wage up over well over 50,000 in 4 years. That's tremendous. Um, I
Oh,
just
oh,
want to
here's
clarify
I
though,
get it.
I'm reading a CBC article. So I'm trying to interpret what a journalist wrote here, and I would be much better to go over to the CUPE website or to the teachers union website and try, like, presuming there's like other levels of that, and try and figure this out, because I'm just we're just spitballing numbers, really.
Yeah. Well, if in 2021 8.5 per 8.5,
You read this somewhere
I'm
here?
I'm looking at this graph here.
Oh, a graph.
Yeah. Um. So QP education workers in 2021 were at 8.5, but that's like where uh inflation was, or something like that. And then so if you have 11.7 on top of 8.5, 7 to 12, 1 carry the 2, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 20.2, which
It
wh-
says their wage froze.
yeah, which
No,
is
but I think
around where
because
municipal workers are at.
they're factoring in inflation. They didn't actually have a wage freeze.
Right, it was just stagnant compared to inflation.
It didn't even keep up with inflation, unfortunately. Yeah.
Right. And municipal workers are at 19.7, so it brings them in parity with them.
But here is a key sentence a little bit further down under how does it compare to other workers' raises. Other unionized workers have settled for far less this year, and that's been my experience. That's where my perspective has been, far less. Like,
Yeah.
this is going in very high and ambitious, but you need to do that in these negotiations.
Right. Well, they've been
It's
stagnant. Yeah, you gotta go high, and you've been if you've been without an increase for so long, and you've like taken one for the Gipper kind of thing.
okay. So
Like
this
the
says
Yeah.
um, how unionized wages in Ontario compare to rising inflation. So they're saying comparison,
Or is
and then
this?
it says This is your graph that you showed me.
Oh yeah, right.
Cumulative wage increases. This is a wage increase, but it doesn't actually give us a dollar amount.
And that's a
Federal
percentage.
workers. There's a lot more data that I would want to see before I make any assumptions on
Hmm.
this. Um, just, yeah. So I wouldn't look foolish in any um, discussions or negotiations. Um, is there another? Thought maybe there was another graph, but there's not. Okay, so final paragraph. Sorry that I've scanned so far down, but it's unclear whether the two sides will be able to negotiate a deal or if the dispute will be decided in court, as the government is now rushing a bill through the provincial legislature to impose a contract on the education workers that will prevent them from striking. So there's the key next thing is we've now got it so they can go to court and the province can mandate that they go back to work. Um, uh, but what was then extraordinary is when NDP were sent out of the provincial parliament on Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, or is that early today?
Oh, right. Maybe it was today. Now it's 10:20, Bark Eater.
Hmm.
Ontario overrides charter, passes strike ban as education workers vow walkout. Okay. QP's initial wage ask, ambitious but expected when inflation is considered, labor relations experts say. I totally agree with that's what it's ambitious, but they can argue it, and good luck to you.
Yeah. You may have to
Um,
cut 5% of that off.
so I'm gonna try and look in here where you told me Maple Syrup Dragon sent his article. Kicked out of question period. Okay.
That's
Um,
this, yeah.
that's City TV. Are you able to play that?
Yep, you won't be able to hear it through Discord.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Let me make it probably like better looking. That's probably better looking. Yep. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's go with this.
Speaker, when will the Premier and his ministers stop lying about the damage they're doing to the education system?
Order. Order. The member will withdraw his unparliamentary comment.
I will not withdraw. I'm telling the truth. They're lying.
take his seat. Member will take his seat.
Speaker. Speaker.
Order. I will ask the member once again to withdraw his unparliamentary comment.
My remarks were accurate and true. The Premier and his ministers are lying.
You will be named. Mr. Tabbins, you are named. You must leave the chamber for the day.
The naming of the NPPs.
Order. Order. Member for Sudbury is warned. The member for Sudbury, if you don't stop yelling, the member for Sudbury, you will be named. Mr. West, you are named. You must leave the chamber for the day.
Every one of you should be ashamed.
Order. The member for Davenport will come to order. Member for Davenport, you will be named if you don't stop. You don't persist. Ms. Stiles, you are named. You must leave the chamber for the day. The member for Toronto St. Paul's will come to order. The member for Toronto St. Paul's is warned. If you continue, you will be named. Ms. Andrew, you are named. You must leave the chamber for the day.
Give me a break. These people work day and night. They're asking for pennies. You make over $200,000. Get it right. Get back to the bargaining table.
Does the Premier think that trampling on the Charter of Rights and refusing to invest in our education system is going to fix the crisis we have in our school?
Question.
And Premier, answer the question.
To reply, the Minister of Education.
Speaker, we believe kids should be in the classroom. We brought forth a reasonable proposal for children. And yet again, the members opposite have not spoken about the impacts on kids that this strike, driven by the union, announced by themselves alone on Sunday,
Order.
will have on their
For Ottawa Centre,
and
come
the
to order.
millions of kids in this
Waterloo.
province. Mr. Speaker, that is really
Barketer.
sad that they have not raised any
Bark,
concern.
I put it on fast forward like 1.5 speed,
Yep.
and I didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's good to do. Okay, good. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's repetitive.
And just like, yeah, it's
Children's learning.
just up and down, up and down.
The member for Windsor.
What's with the kids standing up and down every time? It's like,
I know.
I mean, I know they're like ushers or like they're like something. I mean, they have the
That's
same
right.
thing in
A
the
page. They're a
pages.
page.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like I was looking at the girl on the left, and like she's getting a kick out of it. The rest of them are like kind of like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We.
The member for Waterloo will be named if she persists.
The naming of the MPPs.
Ms. Fife, you are named.
You've been
You must leave the
named.
chamber for the day.
They're
The
so
member for Niagara
young.
Falls. If you persist, you'll be
Those
named.
pages. Wow.
That's it.
Gay,
You're
you are
named.
You must leave the chamber for the day. Ms. Parker, will you come to order?
I'm warning you.
I'm warning you. I'm gonna name you.
If you persist, you will be named.
You've been named.
You've been named.
And you must leave the chamber for the day.
You must leave for the day.
Representative from Sudbury.
The member from Windsor West is warned, and if you persist, you will be named.
All right, this is funny.
You've been warned, and if you persist, you'll be
Leave
named.
the chamber for the day.
You've been named. You must leave the chamber for the day.
Member from Thunder Bay Superior North must come
All
to order.
right, spectacle,
Member from
really.
Ottawa Centre come to
Oh,
order.
that's so
If
great.
you persist, you will be named.
And that's like not even
Hart, you have your name.
federal.
You must leave the
It's
chamber.
funny. That's not even the government of Canada. That's just Ontario.
Vaudois,
Right.
you are named. You must leave the chamber for the day.
And like 18 of them.
Over and over and over again.
At least there's less banging.
You express you've been named.
Would this be acceptable for me or for your daughter? Somebody to do this to them? Would it be acceptable? Not to do it. They'll want to more.
Where are we on the list?
This is City News everywhere.
All right.
So helps if I check my email, and there's an email from the school board. Schools are closed on Friday. Okay, should the disruption to learning continue during the week of November 7th to 11th, schools will remain closed to students. Please continue to check the website regularly.
Oh, hey, Nina, hang on a second. OBS just crashed.
Bummer.
Oh, wait, maybe not. Okay, go. Okay, if it continues.
We might have virtual education. All I was getting to is we might get virtual education if this goes on longer. Okay.
Hmm. Which doesn't work out so well for special needs students. Probably. Right? Oh, what happened? Can you hear me? You can't. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's like as far as special needs students go in that and using the distance learning or virtual,
It's not great, but if you don't have your EA at the school, there's not much like I guess they don't want to lose everyone's education to a strike. It's not a great solution, but it's an alternative, especially when we've already had setbacks for the students in the systems right now.
Right. So God forbid there be many more setbacks.
God forbid, right? Yeah, just hold on to your butt.
Nobody can have any more setbacks anymore.
No, we don't have any choice. Let's mitigate what we can. Right? Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, anyhow, yes. So there we have it.
All right. So
we have union strike. One last thing I'd like to say about this, like it's our educators or it's like the education support group. The educators will not go to work if their colleagues are on strike. so it shuts down everything. And um, the Ontario Public Service Union announced today that they're going to support this strike in some way. And that's like, I don't know what that means, but it's another like allied group.
Mhm.
They have a lot of different or parts of the government, like provincial government employees are represented there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And by making that announcement, hopefully they will pressure the Doug Ford government and the minister there of education to resolve this quick and not shut down more stuff, not
Yeah.
have more. So
Yeah.
that's
It's like every once in a while you're gonna have, you're gonna have labor. You have to negotiate with all your labor unions.
well, it's yeah, but it's on a rotation, right?
Right?
So
And just and that's like it's like again, it's
it's
like,
time for these
oh,
guys
the
now.
last guys did it, and now like, oh, we're so disadvantaged, we can't go through this again. Oh, poor us. But it's
Yeah,
like a constant.
yeah. Well,
Every 4 years, somebody's gonna be having a labor
yeah,
negotiation.
and they have to push back like that because management will take everything for themselves and and short um the common worker if unions don't keep pushing every time there is negotiations. We have to keep pushing the collective agreements together and setting the example that this is what healthy labor relations should look like.
Yep.
And it needs to, like, these things that they're fighting for need to represent mental health. They need to represent like changing changing dynamics of all of it, because we didn't have COVID, protocols the last time they negotiated their agreement. We didn't it,
Well, this
just
is the
and
first negotiation after COVID.
it is, and this group maybe didn't have the same paycheck that a teacher had during that shutdown. So maybe they're in a position, and maybe that's how that graph was created. Like, I really, I'd be interested to know what numbers went into that, and alternative graphs and what they looked like. Um, so anyhow, thank you for the chat. I didn't think I'd get so in depth about it, but um, it's a good case study. If many of my friends online are talking about um, collective labor action in upcoming years.
Yeah, because like I said, it's going to come around for the next union.
Yeah, and if there's any way we can have a coordinated, um, some of our friends here talk about it, labor um,
Coalition.
labor disruption.
Oh, I'd like a general strike.
A general strike, yeah, but big
Yeah,
general.
a general
I don't
strike.
know. Well, when's a general strike ever happened before?
I'd like what, 1920s, 1930s maybe.
Mm, maybe. Um, but it's a very extraordinary concept,
Yeah,
and it's not something where I can easily um, understand it or conjure up what it means when somebody says general strike. That's just like unique vocabulary
that's
for
probably
me.
not. So this is, I'm looking at a 10 biggest strikes in the U.S. history.
Okay.
Um,
Auto workers,
the
probably.
last big strike was the UPS workers strike in
Oh,
1997.
very good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, 1970 U.S. postal strike, steel workers strike of '59. was big. There's a United Mine Workers strike of 46, a textile workers strike of 34, railroad workers strike of 22, steel workers of 1919. The Great Anthracite Coal Strike of 1902, the Pullman Strike of 1894, and the Great Railroad Strike of 1886.
But none of those are general strikes.
None of those are general strikes.
I don't know that, like,
We've actually had a general. Well,
has there
so
been a general
like
strike in the UK or in Europe anywhere? Portugal or anywhere?
let's see. Let's see Wikipedia's definition of general strike, and let's see if they have a.
Awesome. Thank you. If you can just excuse me for a minute, I just have to make sure my house isn't on fire.
Okay. Okay, that's kind of close. So, a general strike refers to a strike action in which participants cease all economic activity, such as working, to strengthen a bargaining position of a trade union or achieve a common goal or political goal. They are organized by large coalitions of political, social, and labor organizations and may also include rallies, marches, boycotts, civil disobedience, non payment of taxes, and other forms of direct or indirect action. Additionally, additional general strikes may exclude care workers such as teachers, doctors, and nurses. Historically, the term general strike has referred primarily to solidarity action, which is a multi-sector strike that is organized by trade unions who strike together in order to force pressure on employers to begin negotiations or offer more favorable terms to the strikers, though not all strikers may have a material interest in the negotiations. So let's go to 20th century IWW Industrial Workers World the World Ralph Chaplin. Let's see. That was 1905. Taft-Hartley Act of 1947. The general strike changed from total tool of labor strike solidarity into a general form of protest, political and economic protest. Congress passed a law in the wake of the woman-led 1946 Oakland general strike. It outlawed actions taken by unionized workers in support of workers at other companies, effectively rendering both solidarity actions and the general strike itself illegal. Before 1947, the passage of the Taft-Hartley Act, the term general strike meant when various unions would officially go on strike in solidarity with other striking unions. The act made it illegal for one union to go on strike to support another. Hence, the definition and practice of a general strike changed in modern times to mean periodic days of mass action coordinated often by unions, but not an official or prolonged strike. Since then, in the U.S. and Europe, the general strike has become a tool of mass economic protest, often in conjunction with other forms of electoral action and direct civil action. So there you have it. Direct strike. These are, Striketober 2021. The Nabisco strike, the Kellogg strike, John Deere strike, McDonald's strikes. We're still. Hmm. What if what if Amazon went on strike? Hmm. Okay, so we got to get the next subject from on Nina's list.
Hey, I'm back.
Good timing.
Good timing. Yeah. Cool. Sorry for that little delay. I'm looking at our where we're at over here on the Twitch on the phone. Backward notes. Oh, spare page. Okay, so one cool thing while I was out is I confiscated just the bin of Halloween candy, the big bag, to show you. So this is what Halloween 2022.
What the take
Um,
was?
It's not even the take, but okay. So first, here's what I had set aside for myself: a little Aero bar by Nestle.
Yeah, it sounds like a Nestle product, huh?
Nestle. Do they do the Hershey's does the kisses? Okay, Nestle's chocolate, with the bubbles, delicious. And then this is Canadian Smarties,
Oh,
and
what's it? A Rice Krispie chocolate thing?
no,
No, that Arrow
no,
thing.
no.
A
You don't have
crispy.
Aero?
No, what is it?
It's got bubbles.
Bubbles of what? Like
Air.
bubbly chocolate?
So we'll have to find the
Like
Aero
frothy?
commercial for you. Mhm.
Okay, so I
So
think we have something like that. It's like
I thought you did.
a
I thought you
frothy
did.
chocolate. No, nothing that looks like that though. I've never seen anything like
Well,
that.
this is just because it's the mini guy, because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
the little Halloween one. So
Huh. Like the ice cube. What are they like a gold foil cubic that's kind of like that foamy chocolate kind of
foam, like,
it's
yeah,
kind it's hard.
but it's already got, like, the layer on the edges is already set, and then they do air-filled chocolate.
In the middle.
But
Oh,
then the
interesting.
commercial from, like, oh god, it's probably been like 15, 20 years, had two women that are like mom ages, and they were like, I just need an Aero, I need a chocolate break, and they're sitting together with Aero in their mouth and going so, because they're melting it. Let it melt. I think
Yeah,
one
it's
lady
just
said to the other,
it's so yeah. It's
it's a
so
big bubble.
foamy. It melts really easily.
Mm. Like the Toblerone
Oh
triangle
yeah,
out the
it's a
side.
different. But what were these?
Mm.
What are these like? Were they called ice cube chocolate?
Mm-mm.
Yes, these things.
Really? What am I looking at?
Ice cubes.
Made out of chocolate milk? What
Um,
would it? Why would you put chocolate? Chocolate and water don't go together. So what's
they're
the
made
deal?
in Germany.
Well, enough said. Okay.
Vermont Country Store. Vermont Country Store is a great place. I heard.
Do you know the saying? Wait. M&Ms melt in your mouth, not in your hand,
Yep.
right? Where I live, the reason they have that saying is because there's candies that melt in your hand. An
Yes.
equivalent candy that melts in your hand. And it's called a Smartie.
Yeah, that a Smartie is as an
rocket.
M&M. A what?
Rockets. Up here we call them rockets.
I mean, it's just another. It's just like basically an M&M,
Yeah. Well, what? A Smartie
isn't
is
it?
basically an M. Here it is, but not in the States.
Yeah,
What
no,
is
right.
wrong? Look at this, Cash. How did I get so many yellows?
Yeah, what the hell? They're random dispensers not
All right.
working right.
It's like a lottery.
Right.
It's like a lottery.
Like it
But
means
yeah, these ones, if you leave them in your hand, you definitely are gonna get like the color on them. But not if it's an M&M. Whoopsie.
right, because they're
But
candy coated. The candy coating is supposed to protect the chocolate from melting. Like if I held a
just the candy coating, the ink on this melts.
oh right, the ink on it melts, but it's the chocolate that melts in your mouth, not in your hand. But
But
if I take one of these little things,
oh, so that's your interpretation. It's like if
right,
you take what do you
and
got
hold
there? What
that
was
in my
that?
hand, in about 10 seconds, it's gonna be melted. If I let it sit in my hand, oh, it's already melting.
No, I want you to prove that. Really? I'm just bullshitting. I just was giving you a
See,
hard time.
see,
Yeah, I
it's
do
melted
see
already.
it.
Oh, it's melting there too.
All right, let's look at the candy bin. Let's look at the freaking candy bin.
Holy crap! Wow.
There was more. There was more. Um, yeah. I think unless she combined them, but I think so. Let me just get a sip. I've had a lot of sugar there for a moment. Okay, so sorry, I don't want to do that and be like really loud.
Hey, and we're back to 4 viewers finally. Thanks, guys. Humpty Dumpty.
Cheese
What?
sticks. What?
What's Humpty Dumpty?
Oh, that was like cheesies. So we get a good old coffee crisp.
Uh,
So this is the Nestle product. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Like I'm not gonna. I'm just looking for the good shit right now. Um, if we've got our friends from Western Canada, like Alberta, BC, or even Manitoba, this old Dutch are potato chips that came from out there and made their way into Ontario.
a
So we've
delicacy,
got
huh?
not anymore. It's just like mass produced. I think they merged with. Well, no, they just went. Oh, they're out of Calgary and Winnipeg.
Oh,
So we got Chester Cheetah.
okay.
Here, I'm gonna move this because I'm worried it's super loud and annoying. And I actually haven't seen all this. Oh yeah. I haven't seen all these stuff. Things. I'll just take a handful. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. This is a crazy amount I didn't know about, and I'm claiming this.
A Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right on. Oh, what's that?
Cute
A Rice
Rice
Krispie
Krispies
treat. Yeah.
Macintosh's carrot. Oops, that's an awesome give out in a even at Christmas time, but those are delicious.
Oh, I think I've seen something, maybe not with that name, but it's definitely wrapped like that are different. They're like
Different,
fancy
like,
Tootsie Rolls that
pears.
are they're
Oh,
like Tootsie Rolls that are like different flavors and they're filled with different things and they're
yeah, it's kind of like those. Yep. Okay, these are rockets in Canada. So I thought they didn't get many rockets, but I found them. So that's
oh,
what,
what are they?
so,
What are they?
like a sweet tart, but tiny.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I remember those as they're just round things, right?
I
They're
didn't
little
have
discs.
these
Nestle
have this
Crunch.
most of my life. Yeah, this is like an American bar. They made it into Canada maybe in the past 20 years, but we didn't have them forever.
Wow.
Um, and it's such a beauty, right? Oh my gosh, so delicious. However, we had like an Easter bunny that's chocolate with Rice Krispies, so just give me one of those, or like a little pack of them at Christmas, little stack. And the ears on that guy is like this, like Easter
Uh,
bunny ear. Oh my gosh, it's like the arrow bar in your mouth, right?
yeah.
Um,
Now I like
this.
as a kid I used to get like the Mars bar. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, yeah, those are American.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like Easter bunnies where like they were either hollow or solid, and like having like milk in your hollow Easter bunny's kind of cool, but
But
s-
not.
but
But you do
like
it like it depends how bougie you are.
yeah, but now I would be more interested in like a solid dark chocolate Easter
Hells
bunny
yeah.
and just
Mhm. Mhm.
gnaw on it over a couple of months.
Yeah. Or 1 month.
Or
Yeah.
what?
I take a long
Doritos.
time.
That's a
Doritos.
classic.
And,
Red
but to
Doritos.
do this in Halloween, like we didn't have this when I was a kid.
You just get the small bag, the box like 20 bags comes in it.
Do you
Miss
have a
Mr. Bit.
Cadbury Mr. Big?
Cadbury Mr. Big. No, we don't usually have a lot of Cadbury besides
You
the
don't.
Cadbury
Sorry
eggs
about
come
the
out.
black. Yeah, I bet you fucked them up though.
Yeah, what comes out in Christmas? Christmas trees or I don't know.
Oh, Cadbury fingers. They'll do like the cookie thing covered. I bet there's stuff like that. Somehow there's 3 Mars bars in here,
Hey.
which is like, yeah, right.
Mars is what? Dark chocolate and caramel and
I don't know.
nougat
It's
and
all milk
something or
chocolate.
peanuts.
I have a thing come up on YouTube uh, that I haven't watched it yet, but a potential video about what is nougat and why is it in chocolate bars. Um,
Well,
I
when I
maybe I
think
should.
of nougat, I think of Three Musketeers.
Yeah, I know we don't have a lot of those. It's hard to find those now.
Yeah, I
So
don't like
somebody
those.
gave. I know it's not great, but somebody gave my kid a full size.
It's a big one, yeah. It's a full size candy
Yeah,
bar, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I'm done.
I would
That's
go
enough
with
of
like a full size Butterfinger or a.
We
Oh,
don't have many Butterfingers here, but we have a crispy crunch.
same thing. And what's the other one is what chicken on a stick, chicken stick or something like that or it's kind of same thing. It's
I'm not.
chicken stick. I can't remember. Chicken something. But
Is there like a something grand?
yeah,
What is that?
yeah.
That's like peanuts or something, and
It's
then that company we don't have I don't get that unless you go to a specialty store.
yeah.
So,
That's like it's like um chocolate and Rice Krispie coating. It's got it's got
what?
caramel and peanuts and nougat and It's like got every freaking thing in it.
Oh, that's why it's called that.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, thanks. Now they've got these little Pringles that go in here. I'll go and I'll do one like
100 grand.
one more.
Like, oh, yeah, like that is
100 grand.
totally.
What's that?
Yeah, I got that part right.
I had never seen that. Could you open that up like big size, please? Look at how it's all lumpy on the outside and it's is it nuts though? Like it's not really?
I said, yeah, chocolate and Rice Krispies. That's what that
It
is.
looks so delicious. Is it like the
It's good.
size of a mounds? We didn't have mounds
Um,
like that. Okay, look at how big. Okay.
a bar broken in half, but the bar is that? Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any almonds in it
I don't think
or
so.
nuts other like peanuts are not a nut, but anything that is a nut, a tree nut? Okay. Mhm.
Until 2018 by Nestle.
What until? What do you mean until?
100 grand was produced by Nestle until 2018,
And then what?
and then uh uh they sold their American confectionery business to Ferrero.
Really?
Ferrera. Yeah.
Ferrero Rocher took over.
Yeah.
I want really? I didn't. There. That's huge, right? It was worth digging deeper. Yes, yes, yes.
It includes chocolate caramel and crisped rice. And that's it. I
Okay,
thought I
so
had more stuff than
no
that.
nougat. No nougat. Okay. Oh my
Its
goodness.
first
Oh
slogan
wow.
was "It tastes so good it's almost illegal," and its current slogan is "That's rich."
Oh, that's good. That I like the second slogan better, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. There was one I liked in the States. Take Five.
Take
It was
five.
Take
Yeah.
Five, and it had pretzels in it. And they brought it to Canada for a short time, and they called it Max Five, so that it could be that makes it bilingual to make it Max Five. And they were nice, but they're not easy to find.
Pretzel,
So,
caramel, peanut butter, chocolate.
Hells yeah,
That
delicious.
sounds good.
It was good, but I think I'd like that 100 grand. So I just found out we got cream soda and Kool-Aid
Cream
jammers.
soda.
And
Wow. And that who makes that?
this one's crushed, but I get cream
Like
soda. Like
Orange
there's like
Crush?
all kinds. Yeah, exactly. So it's
Wow.
made by like PepsiCo,
Yeah. Wow. I don't know
probably.
if our Pepsi makes a
Crush.
cream soda.
Okay, let me look. It might not be Pepsi. It might be called crushcanada.ca. And out of Mississauga, Ontario, recyclable. Come on, it's here. Dry Mott's Inc.
Hmm.
Trademark, and then the French
It's just a
version
bottling
MV.
company for PepsiCo.
Canada Dry. So whoever does Canada Dry, Mott's Inc.,
Oh.
Mississauga. Why is it got this?
It's just a local bottling company,
It's
probably.
not local though. It's giant
Or
corporation. I
regional
think.
bottling company.
Oh no, that's our national. Mississauga is outside of Toronto, and so you're like a company will have their headquarters in a just like Atlanta, just like
Right.
Coca-Cola Atlanta. That's what this
Yeah.
Canada. So
But they have
it's like
bottling companies other place in wherever they need bottling companies.
I really do believe there's probably a bottling company in Alberta, but when you're dealing with legal issues, you deal with their headquarters in Mississauga. I
Right.
think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like this is Canadian headquarters shows up on the can. And then I'm a little frustrated. Okay, so who makes Canada Dry? Whoever makes Canada Dry now, Coca-Cola? Yeah, Coca-Cola Canada Dry, I do believe. And they'll make the Crush brand. Okay, here's one. This was fun and I ignored it. I always do. Always ignore these guys. The Fizz. It's like
Oh.
the things that in like my Halloween candy growing up.
What were they
Canada
called?
Dry.
Zots?
Not here.
They're like they're
Fizz.
like they're like
Lots
sour,
of
fizzy,
fizz.
soury kind of.
I don't know.
Do they have like and they have like a weird center in it? Lots of fizz.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of fizz. And then on the back is bilingual ingredient
Oh,
list.
Canada Dry is
Oh,
Dr. Pepper Snapple.
Okay, they are playing games there. Okay, Doctor, do you hear what we've just gone through?
Yep.
Crush Canada Dry is part of and Mott's Dr. Pepper Snapple. They are dancing around either Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Uh-huh. Yes, the Snapple group.
What's that? Snapple is part of Coca-Cola, right?
No.
So now we go and look up Snapple? What the hell have we just uncovered?
It was
Like,
it was Cadbury and the John J. McLaughlin family. Introduced in 1904. Parent company is Dr. Pepper. Oh.
Dr. Pepper's not a parent company, though.
Check this out, though.
Sorry, I feel like
the full name is Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Now I feel like I'm in a dream I have to wake up from. Nina, wake up. It's a horrible, horrible dream where there's no Pepsi and Coke and there's Dr. Pepper and Keurig is the corporate name. Nina, wake up and get out of this awful. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, and there's a Canada Dry bottle. There's like, check it out. And Keurig and
I don't freaking care.
Snapple and Dr. Pepper and wow.
Did I have a concussion yesterday?
But somebody can contract to make the product in a different location. They just have to license it.
Someone?
A company, usually bottling company, license it.
I don't know. That's too complicated for me. It's not. It's just that I don't want to jump into that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So what else was on our list after the strike?
Yeah, right. It's all about us, union labor and Canadian candy. And you wanted to speak about. Do you recall? No, you just depend on me, huh?
Yeah.
I'm getting to it. I'll get there quick.
Thought we had a bunch of things.
Oh, that's helpful. How can it not be right here?
Oh, the strike in education we had that were related. I remember that. The,
Housing stuff. Housing stuff is
oh,
a
that was
biggie.
I wanted LM to
Labor
talk
and
about
housing.
that.
Okay, and
Yeah.
John. Um, okay, where's the part where you said to the left, Barkey? A channel asked. But somewhere you told me what you wanted.
Oh,
Where's
that was
this part?
actually the Ontario strike thing.
Oh, you wanted the NDP getting being unruly. All
Yeah,
right.
being asking unparliamentary questions.
You and I earlier were talking, I think this is when we were already recording, but we were talking about the global democratic election system, like that concept. But you were talking about um greenwashing.
Yeah, green
Um
TV and
yeah.
greenwashing. Yeah.
mm, and okay, I definitely had a list, right? That I was like, oh, those were the tags. What if we look? Oh, nope, I found it. I found it. Well, I found one thing here: catalytic converters. Remember
Oh yeah,
when
the catalytic
we
converter thing, right?
brought
The
that? Hmm.
yeah, that's kind of interesting that got busted.
And so we've covered everything above it on that note I had,
Oh, good.
and yeah, exactly. And then we have our tags is the other thing that we maybe had spoke about. So but I feel like the issue with people ripping off catalytic converters goes back a decade, like a long time. This has been an ongoing problem.
Yeah,
The concept is very organized now. Where everything, it's weird because like there's cameras places, but there's still ways to overcome um, the technology, the surveillance technology. One thing I got out of the um, what I saw, the U.S. coverage of the catalytic converter, um, whatever, there somewhere in the states, the cops were clamping down, whatever the term is. They were like trying to or make arrests. They were finding,
patrolling more, or what, I don't know what they would.
right. Okay. So they said what is valuable are the precious metals that are contained, and then they showed like the um
Yeah, like titanium and palladium and
something else.
platinum.
Plat Okay, so there we are. We need to know this. What are the precious metals in catalytic converters,
Yeah,
if we can? How For me though, it is something that I truly am always monitoring right now. That um, as much as we can pay attention to our political systems and we can pay attention to this governance and like the creation of war by the mega power governments. Alternatively, precious metals are being consumed en masse and not being properly managed in post consumer, right? And we would be so much better to spend our time dealing with that, and we would be so much better off to and not have to deal with Vladimir Putin. not have to deal with Donald Trump, not have to deal with this toxic humans that are not for the greater human good. Um, and somehow there needs to be a measure or a threshold to say worth our time, not worth our time. And our time is being wasted because we're not paying attention too easily. So sorry, thank
Right.
you for my little rant. Um, it's about the precious metals and catalytic converters. You want to talk about uh, Lauren Boebert's marriage, and either any of them,
No.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's as well. No, but not you, but in the general thing.
Right.
Or let's talk about the precious metals and in these catalytic converters, as well as these other places where I've watched how humans are continue to be manipulated and hurt, damaged by big corporations making big money for them to get this much of a precious metal, mine this much of a precious metal out of some part of the earth where they live, and it gets thrown out by people who have to have these technologies or the whatever. So, what did you
Right.
find?
No, no, well, they're like what? It's a ceramic core, with metal wrapped around it, and it's made. It's a honeycomb structure,
Hmm.
and then and that's a substrate basically,
Okay.
and the catalyst itself is mostly it's number 4 here. The catalyst itself is mostly often a mix of precious metals, mostly from
Oh,
the platinum group. Platinum is the most active catalyst and is widely used, but is not suitable for all applications because of unwanted additional reactions and high cost. Palladium and rhodium are the two other precious metals used. Rhodium is used as a reduction catalyst. Palladium is
okay.
used as an oxidation catalyst. And platinum is
Sorry,
used.
what was palladium? Oxidization and what?
Ox, uh, uh,
Rhodium is oxidization and
Rhodium
palladium
is used as a reduction
oxidation.
catalyst,
Oh, okay.
and palladium is used as an oxidation
Oh,
catalyst.
okay. Thank you.
And platinum is used for both reduction and oxidation.
Okay.
Cerium, iron, manganese, and nickel are also used, although each has limitations. Nickel is not legal for use in the European Union because of its reaction with carbon monoxide into
Okay.
toxic nickel tetracarbonyl.
Okay.
And copper can be used everywhere except for Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
And are those the metals that go into the substrate that's the honeycomb on the inside of the
No, it
converter? Where are
no,
those?
it's what coats the walls of the honeycomb. Like mixtures of metals coat the walls of the honeycomb.
Okay. And through it, um,
Your exhaust runs through this honeycomb.
your exhaust, which is like hot air filled with the I want to call them toxins. I don't know what they are, but the toxins coming out of gas
Yep.
that is
Burnt
being
gas. Yeah.
burnt gas. It's going through a catalytic converter and then into the muffler. And what they said at the end of the news segment is that you'll know you're missing your catalytic converter if you turn on your car and it sounds like crap,
Yeah.
and like your muffler's disconnected, and essentially that's what it
That's what
is.
it is. It's
You're
missing a
right.
part.
It
It's
is.
missing a
It
chunk
is.
of pipe.
Okay, catalytic. Okay, so alternatively, alternative, like we've got a big issue there with all of those precious metals being used worldwide in automotives for something that is treated as a disposable, right? A disposable element of our machinery. Um, Meanwhile, we need an alternative. Like one, we've got like a problem that this is going wrong, and two, how do we make that work without it, as well as either capture some of it back instead of throwing it away, and no put a price on. Well, no, that won't work because this is leading to the problem
Switch
of the
everybody
guy.
to electric cars as quick as possible.
I think that was one of my questions, and I think it was a presumption, but there is there do electric cars not require a catalytic converter? And I'm certain they don't, correct?
Only hybrids.
Hybrids. Okay. Yeah, I remember cars where even when it went, they'd say, "Oh, the catalytic converter is gone crap,"
Yeah.
and um,
It starts
the
to stink like
I
rotten
think it was
eggs.
$275 for some reason.
It's not a cheap. It's not a cheap device.
I want to say 2002, $275 plus labor or something. I don't know. It was crappy. So, but then we had other parts of the cars that would go. So, um, yeah, there's I think it's a PBS special, perhaps Nova, where they spoke about the demise of the electric car revolution, how there were missed opportunities,
Oh, that's true.
and it really like the automotive lobbyists or the gasoline and the oil lobbyists that pushed back and would not like disabled rather than enabling, they disabled the market for electric cars to really take off,
Yeah.
to really yeah.
And the first GM electric car owners were actually really amazed.
Right, I think I
The
require that.
EV
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
be right back. Sorry to escape. I just got to see why I heard a noise.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then we'll like wind this down.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, we got strike day tomorrow,
Yeah.
so we're rambunctious. I'll be
Right.
right back.
Maybe we'll get some strike coverage. Yep, we'll wind this thing down a little bit. That's old folks.
I'm back. Sorry
Welcome
about
back.
that. I do recall I gave them permission to make mini pizzas while I was down here on the stream. And so we definitely, it's a good thing that I'm paying attention, make sure, again, but they're trustworthy. I also, we got, I keep looking down and finding more candy I didn't notice. Are these called pixie sticks?
I think so. Is
I
that
think so, but
the powder in the paper tube?
yeah. Well, this is plasticky tube.
Oh,
Paper would be way better, wouldn't it?
yeah. It was paper when I
Um,
was a kid.
Sugary powder. We didn't have
Sugar
these
powder.
here.
Yep. And then they
They were
have
like, mhm.
what was it called? Lickamade maybe,
Oh yeah,
where you
yeah.
get like it's a
Commune.
pouch that's in 3 sections.
I have them. Yeah,
One
this
section has a
very good.
white stick,
Yeah, or pinky white.
and then the other
These
two are
kids,
like
those
two flavor. That's like Kool Aid almost.
gotta love these.
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
ET, ET phone home, and then huh, this one I'm excited about. I gotta try
Crunch.
and snag this guy. If
Crispy
I didn't,
Crunch.
they're good. Do you have these? They're
No.
Cadbury. I think it's like a Butterfinger.
Oh, really?
I
Oh,
think
okay.
I think it might be, but I don't know. We don't get many. I think Butterfinger has more chunky bits in it, but
No,
anyhow,
okay. I mean, it's supposed to be layers, but they're not really layers sometimes.
in a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just instead of this is almost like when sponge toffee, you know how it's like golden and really like chewy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like,
That
uh,
gold colored sponge
uh,
toffee stuff.
I'm thinking like Charleston Chew. That was
Oh
mentioned.
no,
They mentioned that this morning, but
somebody did. I saw that. No, that. Okay. Well, I'll show you at another
it's
time.
like a
But
chewy foam.
sponge toffee. It's like
Uh,
doesn't always have chocolate on it. It's just
right.
like
Okay. Got that. I understand that. Yeah.
you know that stuff. It's like it looks like a sponge,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's
harder. It's hard.
it's
It's
all in its candy. It's a
yeah.
candy sugar thing, and you put it in your mouth and it dissolves like cotton candy dissolves, but
Uh,
this has almost got like a molasses in it. It's almost like a sugar molasses combination that gets heated up and turns. Do you know what that is?
no, that doesn't sound familiar.
Wow. Oh my gosh. All right, well that's cool because it's more like I think that's like around the world. I don't know where it comes
So
from,
I'll have to
but
send you some Butterfingers for Christmas or something.
I know, or just or get me a gift certificate for the candy store up the street. It could
Okay,
be fun.
and
Yeah,
and some stuff that you can't get.
yeah.
Is that a
Okay.
Nestle Crunch?
Crispy Crunch.
But you said that's
Crisp
Cadbury. Yeah, that's a Cadbury. I can see the
Cadbury.
Cadbury logo.
But it
So you
is
think is
like
it a toffee or you think
it
it's like a
is. It is. It's like a compressed toffee. It's like it's squished down and maybe it's got a bit of peanut butter, maybe. Well,
huh?
I could look at how hard our ingredients are to read though cuz they're
They're in
in
English and French.
French. So I give away magnifying glasses as gifts. It's like here, you can use this in every room in your house.
See,
So
we have two toffees.
nice try.
Score,
Okay.
Skor,
Yeah, I know.
and what's the other one? It's the one with the Buck the Buckingham Palace Guard kind of.
Oh, like Macintosh coffee? Or Macintosh toffee? But that has no Buckingham Palace. Like water. I don't know.
Um,
I don't know. Does it have chocolate with it?
yeah. There's Score, Heath.
I know Score. Oh, Heath Bar. We don't have that.
Yeah, that's a Hershey
Wait,
product.
are you putting it up there? Let me look at a Heath Bar.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, okay. Heath. What is that? Heath. Oh. Oh, that's maybe like it. Heath Chocolate English Toffee Candy Bar. 1928 Retro Classic. Okay. Well, that doesn't help me. I think this might be like a Heath Bar.
That
I
is a
think,
Heath bar.
but this guy that I just held up,
Oh yeah, I think
I
that's like a Heath bar.
think so. I I gotta get my kids' permission. I'll have to open it for you on
Who
another day.
makes
Well, these are
who
Cadbury.
makes
Oh,
score?
that's. Oh, I don't know, but Hershey.
Score is the toffees and is chopped up.
Is it? It's got nuts in it. I can't have Score because it's got nuts in there. It's got almonds, I think. Um, and then they have Score bar bits that they throw into things, and that's not helpful. So I don't know if they
Toffee,
can.
butter rich toffee enrobed with delicious milk chocolate. That's the
Look at the ingredients. It should have like nuts in it, tree nut.
okay. Uh-oh. They're not we can't show it. It's underneath the flap.
Okay, I'm looking. Almonds. We have almonds here in Canada.
Uh,
I don't know. Score bar USA. Go. Oh my gosh. Ingredients. I
Heath
think
is a
there was
real
some
toffee. Heath is like the real deal. The score is just crushed up Heath bar with chocolate
almonds.
on it again.
You have almonds in yours as well.
Oh, probably. But
So does Score bar contain nuts? Yes. Um, crisp butter toffee candy bar.
with
Uh,
nuts.
yeah, with almonds. Yeah. I even wonder what's up with almonds. I don't know much about them. Um, so funny.
Peanut chew.
Oh, here's okay. Um, okay, this is. It says. I looked up Scorebar Canada and I kind of got the information I wanted, and then I'm like, okay, I'll look up the USA, and I got this roundabout answer pretty quickly, and it didn't give me what was in it. It just said Scorebar USA. It was first marketed in the United States in 1981. So that's in bold, first marketed in 1981. And in not bold anymore. And in Canada starting in 1983. The Score bar consists of a thin slab of butter toffee covered in a milk chocolate coating. Score is available as a single or king-sized wrapped candy bar in 1.4 ounces, 39-gram portion. Okay, so I read that, um, and I'm like, I still don't have what I want, but that's okay. But I was gonna say to you and chuckle about it, and like I looked at the American one, and I got some sort of story about the forefathers and how Score Bar, the Score Bar was, was the choice of the soldiers in the Civil War.
Right.
Yeah, right. I don't even, and because it was such a roundabout answer. In the Canadian one, it was like gave me here's your ingredients. What's in a
Right.
Score bar? Ingredients. Blah.
Right.
And then the American was like
No all the drama, all
four,
the baggage.
1 century and 4 score.
Right.
Thus the name of the Score bar.
Right.
Thank you. It's good to leave on a good joke.
Yeah.
That was good. All
Right
right,
on.
I'll put my camera back on, but that was a good one. Yeah, no wonder. 1981. The marketing team at Hershey's in 1981 felt it necessary to
Contrive a story for a candy bar.
no, that's the Nina analysis. I don't know. They spin. They spin it. It's cute.
Yeah.
So
Everything needs a backstory.
apparently, and I really do feel like that came through, like that became available in my lifetime. Like all of a sudden there was this score bar on the market, and it was like the skinniest chocolate bar. I'm like, why would you want that when you can have a Three Musketeers?
Right. But then it's like, wow, this is so much. This is like solid, and a Three Musketeer is, well, the opposite.
Whatever. Like I think a score bar is like I haven't had one, but I know shit like it.
It's a
And
shingle. It's a
it sticks
freaking.
to your teeth. It
It's
just
like a
sticks to
tooth
your teeth.
breaker.
Right, right. So I'd rather have Macintosh toffee then. So,
Okay.
but
I
all the
like
Canadian
the
are now.
caramels with the white in the middle of them, or
Those are so good.
yeah,
Those are beauty. All right.
right
Candy
on.
conversations for another day.
Yeah, the candy man.
Definitely. I'm the candy meaner.
Are there like little neener bars? Reese's.
Uh, yeah, don't. I'm sure. I am certain there are. Definitely, but like, cause there's everything, right? I found the other day there's a song that's like Nina, Nina, Nina. Like just
Nina,
awesome.
Nina,
I'm like,
Nina.
more of this. So yeah, I think that it was in Spanish or another language, and I think she was saying when I was a little kid, I kept getting in trouble, and my mother kept yelling Nina, Nina, Nina. I think that's what she was saying.
Okay, cool.
It was good. It was good, but I'm like, yeah, nobody just says my name like that unless I'm getting in shit. So
Right. Good deal.
awesomeness. So I think we covered most of our topics. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Yeah, and we've
Yeah.
got 8.5 minutes till the next ad, so let's quit it before there and shut it down.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. And next time we'll try and speed through topics a little quicker. We don't need to be so roundabout, but it was a good chat.
Yeah, that was
Happy
good.
Thursday night, soon to be Friday. And I'm pro union tomorrow or now,
Yay!
of course, right? Yeah. Yep. I'm on strike too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right
Thank
on,
you.
comrade.
Right on, comrade. Thank you. Peace, y'all.
Okay, peace. Good night, everyone.
Night, Barky.
Good night.